Okay, so thank you to Lou and thank you to our community members for attending the Cannabis Task Force, Control Task Force for Community Board 3 in Manhattan. I'm going to take attendance. Mei Lee here, and Johnny Nicodemus Rivera, Sarah Bachu here, Jane Rosario absent, and Arnett Scott absent. Okay. I also want to approve our minutes from our last meeting. Do I have a second? Second. Great, meetings are approved, our meeting minutes are approved. And our first item of business was an application that has been withdrawn. So if you are here for number 2, YK Botanicals LLC at 36 St. Mark's Place, we will not be hearing that application tonight. But we will be hearing the next item on the agenda, which is number 3, CI Wonder Enterprises LLC at 150 Bowery. Before I turn over the floor to you, Lou, I just want to give a couple of framing details for our community members that have joined the meeting. So this is an application for a retail dispensary, and Lewis is a card applicant. Again, the address is 150 Bowery Street. The applicant is someone who is a New Yorker and will speak to more of his experience when I turn it over to him, and is proposing hours of 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And plans to also do events once a month from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. So we'd love to talk a little bit more about the logistics there. You've mentioned you're going to have cameras and security personnel on site, which is great. We'd like to see that, and that you're willing to also work with our Lower East Side Workforce Development Network lesson, which is great. We support local hiring. So I'm going to now stop there and let you kind of fill in other key details about your business and how you plan to operate that. Feel free to go ahead, Lewis.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I'm the owner of CI Wonder Enterprises. We were one of the first people that were awarded a license. We were in that first round with the card. You know, I got this lease for the 150 Bowery location, which I think is a great location. I would love to like work with the community, as you said, the Lower East Side community, to employ people from the community. Yeah, I'm a born and raised New Yorker as well. I'm from Coney Island, from Brooklyn, and I want to seize this opportunity, you know, from receiving this license to basically do the best that I can and provide means to different families from the neighborhoods, and to basically try to give back as well.
Great, thank you so much for sharing a bit more context. One question we're curious about, just given location, is have you connected with any local organizations in the community, particularly Bowery Mission, which isn't far from where your location is?
I'm sorry, you want to know if we, I'm sorry, what was the question?
Have you connected with the Bowery Mission, which is a nonprofit that provides services on Bowery and is somewhat nearby your location?
No, I have not connected with the Bowery Mission, but we have worked with some groups, one of them being On the Revel, which is a cannabis group that educates the public. And they also help people get licensing. We've worked with Normal as well, which is also it's a cannabis group that basically educates people and has tried to work to change the laws. Those are some of the groups that we've worked with before. We've also worked with a local school in Brooklyn. We provided turkeys for Thanksgiving, the past Thanksgiving. But yeah, those are some of the organizations we've worked with.
So I definitely recommend connecting with Bowery Mission They serve a lot of folks who are experiencing homelessness in the neighborhood and some of whom are substance users. So it's important, I think, to educate that organization, to let them know that there might be a cannabis business. We've actually heard a lot of applications for the Bowery. So curious kind of how OCM ends up handling the lottery for who gets a location. We definitely want Bowery Mission to have, be in contact with you should you get the license, so that they know how to work with you. Obviously, the product can't be seen from outside of the building, but, we'll want you to be aware of the services that they're providing there for folks who, might have past experience with substance use and, might want to have special kind of considerations as being part of part of being a good neighbor. Sorry, struggling to say the words there. I'm going to turn it over to my colleagues on the task force just to ask some additional questions, and I'll reserve the rest of my questions for after them. Do you want to go, John? You can go first.
Sure. I'm just curious why the Lower East Side?
Why the Lower East Side? I really like the location. I grew up going to the Lower East Side when I was younger, to go out and have fun with friends. I just think it's a really good location as far as like being somewhat central to the city, to the 5 boroughs. I think it's lively over there. One of my favorite brands is like right up the block. Supreme is not too far. I just think it's a really good location.
Okay.
Do you have other businesses as well?
No, no, I don't. No, I don't.
So this will be your first business?
Yes. I do have I do have clothing merchandise with this brand, but besides that, as far as like a retail location, this would be my first retail location. Yes.
Thank you.
May, do you have questions you want to ask?
No, not right.
Okay, I'll continue on my questions, and then if you want to add anything. So one question we have for you is, I see that you have 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Typically what we've seen from other folks that have come with proposed licenses, kind of maybe earlier closing on some of the days that are probably going to be less foot traffic. I know you need 70 hours per the rules that OCM has set forward. You have 84 proposed, so just curious if you'd be open to any earlier closures, like Sunday, for instance, probably don't need to be open till 10 p.m. or maybe some of the days during the week. The goal for us is really to kind of think about this like a retail operation, where certain stores, retail wise don't really open until 10 p.m. On a Sunday, for instance. I'm picking Sunday, but I don't mean just Sunday, I guess.
I gotcha. I'd totally be open to adjusting the hours to whatever the community thinks is best. We're not here to come in and just operate on our own accord. We're here to work with the community.
Great. So we'll get back to that. I definitely want to hear if there are community members from them. So do you have any questions, May, before I turn it to
I can turn over to him.
Yeah, we'll turn it over to community. I think Rachel has a question, but I'm just gonna promote you, Rachel, so you can provide some feedback on the proposed application. You get 2 minutes. Let me just promote you. So feel free, Rachel, to unmute yourself and to share your questions / feedback on the proposed application.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. Sorry, my camera's not working right now. It's nice to meet you, Lou. I was calling I'm speaking because I'm interested in, I'll step back. I am Rachel from the Lower East Side Employment Network. I'm the partnership director here, and I'm interested in your plans for hiring if you're looking to hire within the community for your location. And if so, if you've already had any sort of discussions with any community organizations about that plan.
I have not had any discussions yet with any community organizations in regards to hiring within the community, but I do plan on hiring within the community. Um, that's definitely one of my main focuses is to hire people that are from, the Lower East Side.
Okay, we'll be sure to connect then. That's what our organization does. We're composed of 9 different development centers and referral partners in the Lower East Side. So I'll connect with you offline.
Sounds good, Rachel.
Thank you, Rachel. I see Connie's here too. I feel like probably on a similar topic. So I'm just gonna unmute you as well. Connie, if you would like to speak, I'll promote you. Just feel free to unmute yourself. Oh, yeah, you're unmuted now. No, now you're muted. Come back. Do you have anything you want to add, Connie?
Oh, you're still muted. Hold on.
Okay, we're good. I don't know what happened. I was trying to do too many different things. Hi, Lou, I'm Connie. I'm the Senior Director of Employment Services at Henry Street Settlement. So I oversee 4 employment programs. One is the Summer Youth Employment Program that branches off into a Work Progress Program and On-Ramps to Opportunity, which is a career exploration 2-week boot camp for young adults 18 to 24. I oversee ESOL, which are English learners coming to obtain English acquisition skills and employment, pre-HSC, HSC programming, as well as a NYCHA place-based program that serves Lillian Wald and Jacob Reese NYCHA residents. I was the former director of that program for 8 years, so I'm very familiar about connecting folks and can be a connector for you to communicate with Lower East Side job seekers. And then finally, I manage a large citywide jobs training and employment service program at 178 Broome Street. So we see a total of 1,700 job seekers in our adult program, and then we serve another 1,700 youth every single year. So like if you are serious about hiring intentionally to the community, I don't know if you know, but NYCHA, there's 13 NYCHA developments in the Lower East Side. So there's a big need for connecting folks to employment. And you're connecting right now to folks that can help you, whether it's developing apprenticeship, internships,
Yeah.
you on all of those levels. Sorry.
I would love to. I grew up in NYCHA in Brooklyn, so I would definitely love to pay it back and help help my people out.
If we could do this offline, Connie and Rachel will, part of what we do is connecting, okay? We'd be very happy to, thank you.
Thank you, Connie. Thank you, Rachel.
I could have a question.
I'll finish the committee session, then I'll come back. John or Bo or August, if you'd like to speak about this application, can you raise your hand so I know whether we should promote you? I'm gonna give it like 10 more seconds, otherwise I'll assume you just wanna watch from home, which is great. Okay, I'm gonna turn back to our committee. If any of the community members do want to speak, just raise your hand. We're not fully done, but I would like to turn back to May, who has a question for Lewis.
Okay, so my question is, on the application, I see there's a once a month event from 4 to 10. What kind of event is that?
So that once a month of event that I put on there, so that's like that would be relatively like for let's say a company is dropping a specific product, we may want to highlight that product with an event. It would be something simple where it's like we may have like a DJ playing music inside of the dispensary. We'll have security guards making sure that the lines are short to get inside the dispensary. We'll try to make it so that people are in and out of the dispensary, purchasing the product that dropped on that day for that once a month type of event. I would definitely keep it, keep the noise to a minimum. It's not like the type of party event or anything like that. It would just be specifically for like different products that would be dropping, to highlight, and introduce these products to the consumer.
Okay.
Do you have any feedback on how you'd want the event to look or things you wanted to consider, Mike?
I have never seen any of these kind of events. I don't know what they are, but, or they look like, but, the long lines are always a concern. In general,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
the long lines outside.
I would say one piece of feedback I have, Lou, is thinking about your events ending like 9 p.m. If your, timing of your closure is 10 p.m., you want to leave time to clean up and close down the place, and just making sure that you don't have folks going till the very last second. I think that is something to think about, particularly if it's on like a weeknight. And then the other thing that we really stress to applicants is making sure that if you're playing music, making sure that the music doesn't emanate from outside of the space, or make sure the music can be heard in residential parts of the building. I don't remember off the top of my head if your building has residential units in it, but certainly not nearby units either. So just, that's something we ask, like make sure that the music is background levels and not creating challenges there. And of course, there's no on-site consumption yet, so folks shouldn't be consuming in your business, but they also shouldn't be consuming outside of the business as well.
Of course, we'll make sure that we'll keep lines to a minimum. We'll make sure that people are basically, our security guards are on top of the lines, and we won't be noisy neighbors. That we'll definitely take into consideration our community and make sure that we're not that noisy neighbor. And like you said, we won't have parties going on until the end of the night, until closing. We won't do that.
Understood. Really appreciate that. And we don't write resolutions for card applications in terms of what our agreement is with you, but I definitely would encourage you to think about with your hours, again, like earlier closings on days when you're probably not going to get foot traffic till 10 p.m. I think most applicants go for like somewhere between 6 and 9 p.m. on days that aren't like, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I think about what's possible. Obviously, you have to hit the 70 hours, so not telling you not to meet that threshold that OCM requires, but definitely think about kind of how you can be a good neighbor and kind of minimize foot traffic at times that people are probably not going to be purchasing things. I'm going to just turn back to my committee to see if anyone else has any other questions or feedback. No? Okay. So that's our feedback for you today. Definitely connect with Susan, our district manager, whose team helps you coordinate, your appearance today, and they can connect you with Rachel and with Connie on local hiring, and working with Lesson. But thank you for your time today, Lou, and I'm gonna actually do the vote to adjourn our meeting. So Sarah Bachu, yes. May Lee.
Yeah.
Okay, and Johnny Nicodemus Rivera.
Yes.
And then Jillian Arnett, absent. Thank you so much, Lou, and good luck.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Have a good one.
You take care. Bye-bye.
Susan, do I just hit leave?
No, in meeting.
Okay. Well, I think I have to end it.
Yeah, go over there.
Yeah.